Hey everybody, welcome to a Brilliant Businesses podcast. My name is Nick Bryant and I'm here today with James Rooke from AJ Rooke Ltd. How are you, James?
Good, thanks Nick. Nice to see you.
You too, mate. You too. So this is going to be a series of podcasts covering all aspects of electrical installations across all the three sectors, which are residential, commercial, industrial, which we're going to be talking about. Today, mostly we're going to be talking about commercial installations, and James is going to go through that with us. But to start off with, in true Brilliant Businesses style, James is going to tell us a little bit how he got into what he does and why he loves it and what he gets from it. Take it away, James.
Yeah, thanks Nick. So I first got an interest in electrics when my mum and dad had their house rewired from a fella that come in, and I was very curious as to what he was doing. I was very interested looking at what he was doing. Actually probably got on his nerves in terms of asking a lot of questions as you do as a kid, but that's where it all really first started, I guess. And then through school, I was never really sure what I wanted to do as a career. So I was in sixth form, had the opportunity to do some work experience with a local electrical company in Tunbridge. Went there for 2 weeks, absolutely loved it.
Right.
Just thought actually this is something that I could get on board with and actually sort of enjoy doing going forward. Okay. I did my work experience, got the end of the 2 weeks, and the owner of the company said to me, "Look, James, if you ever want a job going forward, give us a shout. There's basically one waiting for you." So I said, okay, brilliant. And remember going back to school or sixth form the following week, I was sitting there, I was like, do you know what, I really don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
As probably a lot of kids do,
Absolutely.
At that age, you really don't know what you want to do. But I just thought to myself, do you know what, here we go. I gave him a call on the Friday. I said, listen, I really appreciate your offer. I think I'm going to go for it. It's something I really want to do. And he said, okay, great. See you Monday.
Excellent.
So it all come from that Monday morning. I sort of just basically said to the school, I said, you know what, I'm going.
Yeah.
And never really looked back since.
Did you do an apprenticeship with that guy then, or did you how did that work?
Yeah, so I did a 4-year apprenticeship. And actually what's really, really strange is the guy that taught me throughout a lot of it was the guy that rewired my mum and dad's house.
Right.
Yeah. So that was very, very weird to say the least. A very small world, but very lucky in a way because what I learnt with him, I think that's where it's led a lot to where I am now. Right. In terms of experience, knowledge throughout the different sectors. I mean, a lot of the stuff I did with him was commercial, which we are predominantly commercial based. Yeah. But very lucky in that respect. I've had such a good person teach me in terms of what I know now, and I owe a lot to that guy actually.
Is he still around?
He's still around.
Yeah.
He still works for the other company. I mean, I haven't been in contact with him ever since I left, which is a bit sad really, but it's just life, I guess.
I think sometimes though, when you get a teacher like that inspires you to carry on and do what you want to be like that, don't you? Want to do like that guy. You need that in life, especially as a youngster. Yeah. It's really important. Yeah, I mean,
like I say, he taught me a lot. I always wanted to learn because it's something that interested me. Yeah. I tend to have an attention span of a little child with most things in life, but when it comes to something that I'm really interested in, I really commit to it and want to do really well. So he's he was apprentice of the year twice.
Was he?
So he's a very, very knowledgeable man. I mean, he's the sort of person that now I think, do you know what, if I could employ him, I'd do it tomorrow.
Yeah, turn it around. Yeah. That's a really cool story, mate. I really like it. So as far as commercial stuff goes, I know you're really interested in getting into schools and doing work with schools. So have you got that going on? Do you need to, what's the plan with that?
Yeah, I've got currently doing a couple of science labs up in a school in Carshalton. Okay. At the moment, we do a lot of work. I mean, the larger contractor that I do business with, a lot of his stuff is school orientated. And actually, funny enough, he used to work for a larger company when I was working as an apprentice and things like that. And I used to work with him all the time. So we had that relationship going before we both sort of made the sort of initial transition to go self-employed and do that sort of thing. So he's a contact I've always carried. He's a good friend. Yeah. So I guess I'm a bit lucky with who I know and things like that going forward. But schools are a particular type of industry that I'm trying to get into a lot more. Yeah. But the problem with them is, as you can imagine, schools tend to have contractors that they're really happy with. They're settled. For example, they know the school like the back of their hand. If they get a phone call, they can come and put it right and things like that. Now, I'd love to get involved in more schools around Tunbridge Wells. Okay. That's a big thing that I'd like to try and get into next year.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, the problem with that is getting in initially. You know, it's the same as anyone really. You want that trust with someone straight away.
Yeah,
and,
you need that referral sometimes, don't you? You need that someone that either knows someone or you've done some work somewhere else and they know that person, and then it goes over.
Yeah, referral is a very good way of doing it.
Yeah.
But again, it's normally when a school loses a contractor or wants to change.
Yeah.
That's the only real way we'll ever get in.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you know, they're happy with what they've got, and you know, I fully understand that.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all about. We like having that relationships with clients.
Yep.
To know that, you know, if they pick up the phone and say, James, you know, we've got a problem, can you come and fix it? You know, we'll ask them on the phone, you know, what is it? Assess it on the phone and things like that. And if it's something that's urgent, we'll try and go straight out.
Yeah.
Maybe give them some advice over the phone.
Okay.
As to what they can probably, like, especially the caretakers and management in the school. You know, they've got quite a lot of common sense and stuff in what they're doing. So we try and advise them over the phone. If not, then we'll go out and try and get sort it out.
It's giving them support, isn't it? I guess they know that you're always there on the end of the phone if they get a problem.
Yeah, there is that. I mean, especially what's going on at the moment. We do offer quite a rapid response electrical call-out service that you might have seen.
Yeah.
And what we have been doing, again, free of charge, if someone phones me up and says, you know, this is the issues we've got, I will try and say to them over the phone, you know, try and rectify it, do this yourself first before we have to come out.
Yeah.
And I've actually got, you know, a few cases and reviews that people have given me, you know, appreciating the fact that I've managed to do it over the phone, haven't charged them. And basically, just fixed it. I mean, one lady was just glad that she can go to some sort of dance ball or something like that. Because
that's what's
she's panicking, she had no
ladies.
electric. So she could get ready, but there you go.
Yeah. So how have you coped through lockdown? Has it been all right? Have you lost stuff? Is it been just steady flow? Or?
I've been okay.
Right.
When it initially sort of come along and, you know, lockdowns come in, things like that, I thought, oh great, here we go. No one obviously knew what was going to go on.
Sure.
I had some jobs on the go at the time when Spain got locked down.
Right.
That I sort of said to myself, hang on a minute, it's bound to happen to us. I mean, you never choose to believe it. You sort of think, will it, won't it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So I just went round, got as many materials on all the jobs that I could get hold of. And that sort of kept me going for the first initial couple of months. But we don't just offer electrical work.
Okay.
I do a lot of stuff outside of that. I don't really advertise. Again, it's all through word of mouth because people know what we do. Yeah. But building stuff, other little projects. So there's quite a few strings to the bows that we offer. Yeah. Which actually I think helped me. Yeah. Throughout the initial bit, because I was working for one client locally to me. I spent 2 weeks building a massive solid oak table for the guy. Did you? So
I saw that actually. Yeah, on your Facebook. That looked really good.
Really cool. Yeah. Actually, very jealous of it. Yeah. If I could lift 700 kilos and
you'd have it,
and had the space for it, I'd probably try and do it again. But that was very cool.
Yeah. I suspect you do get that a lot, perhaps, where you're doing an electrical job and they need something else, and it just saves. If you could just do it, it saves them getting someone else in and build another relationship. And
yeah, we're tending to take on more main contractor responsibilities. Yeah. I am very fortunate and lucky actually to have the group of people that I've got. Right, subcontractor-wise, that work for me. I mean, you name it, we've got it. A lot of them are local people. Yeah. Reliable, which is the biggest thing. Yeah. And I'm just very, very glad to have them.
Yeah. Geography-wise, how far do you go out? You stick in Tunbridge Wells, or we can go further?
We like to try and stay Kent, London. Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, we cover the whole southeast corner. Okay. We've had contracts in Cambridge, Bristol. Right. Cannock. Okay. It depends who we're working for. You know, like I said, we get repeat work from regular people and we just go wherever their workload is. Yeah. So, I mean, we don't mind doing it. No one really wants to travel 2 hours up the road if you can help it. But if that's what we do, that's what we do.
Yeah,
so.
I think sometimes going into London can be quite tricky as well, can it? Especially with, finding the place, parking, getting all that logistics together.
I mean, northwest London's a nightmare. Yeah. We'll always try and avoid that. A lot of it is southeast London.
Right. Well, that's good. That's so just on the corner, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too bad. So sometimes it's just commuting on the train. Yeah. It's just a logistical problem with tools and stuff, trying to get all that gear up there. Yeah. But yeah.
And just going on to things like regulations and stuff like that, when you're doing commercial work, it's a bit different to doing residential, that you have to have things in place to make sure everything's legal and, regulated.
Yeah, there's a difference between domestic and commercial, absolutely. Yeah. But we recently done last year did our update to 18th edition. Yeah. Did the 4-day course because it's just nice to refresh your memory and get all your
Yeah.
regulations back in your mind. And,
Yeah. Okay.
it seems to happen every few years, so it's a
Yeah.
nice refresher.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we're up to date on all that. So
Well, good.
like to think we know what we're doing.
And are you still hitting the golf ball as far as you used to? That's thrown you in it.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one. I like to say yes. It's whether it goes straight.
That's it. Yeah. We all have that problem.
Golf's been a massive thing for me this year.
It's good for business as well, isn't it?
Very, very good for business, actually. I've done quite a lot of networking.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a myth going around that, people say, networking, golf, blah, blah, blah. But it really is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of conversations that I've had this year with many different people over across industries, built up relationships with them.
Yes.
And business is done on the golf course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely is.
And you've done, you do quite a bit of charity, I know, and you've run quite a few charity golf days. I've attended a couple of them. And they're really good fun. So what's behind that? Why you just something that you believe in and you?
It's something that it's always been a bit passionate for me, or a passion of mine. Or I always like to try and give something back.
Yeah.
Especially to local communities and things like that. Always try and do at least one or two some sort of events a year, whether it's a crazy fitness challenge or whatever it may be. But more recently now, we did one for Tailor Made Dreams based in Tunbridge Wells last year.
Yeah.
We're planning to do another type of event in the new year. This year's been a bit restricted. There was happened, but it's just nice to, and I like what Tailor Made Dreams are all about.
Yeah.
It's quite a very, very good charity, actually, worthy cause. We're going to try and raise a bit more money for them next year.
Great. We interviewed Susie a few weeks ago, and we featured. We told her story. So, for anyone of you listening who don't know who Tailor Made Dreams are, have a look at that YouTube video because it's very touching about what she does. It's really important. So, James, thank you very much. It's been great talking to you.
Yeah, you too. Mate.
Great to hear your story and great to hear what you're trying to do. And let's try and listen out for some schools that can, get you on as one of their contractors because that would be good work for you.
That'd be very nice.
That's what we
indeed,
want. So hopefully we're probably doing another one of these podcasts with James maybe next month or the month after, covering a bit more commercial or residential or industrial stuff. But all James's details will be on the Brilliant Businesses website. All his information will be under this podcast and under this YouTube video. And I say thanks again, James. Good to see you, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Definitely do it again. Thanks, mate.